Too long. Too long it has been in this accursed world. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another day of the chosen SMP. A lot has happened in the time that we've been gone. The time that we've been away. Some stuff that didn't get captured in my eyes has occurred. Not a whole lot. A couple of minor squabbles here and there, but for the most part, it seems like Team Apollo is finally trying to make this place a home. Or rather, just a base of operations. But hello there, Lumi, Avenge, and Zodi. Zodi, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 31 months. Jesus Christ, that's a long time, but welcome regardless. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long minute since y'all have seen this place. And my goodness, has a lot changed. Sierra, welcome to the stream as well. Anything for you, the king. Thank you, Zodi, one of my royal guards. As you can see, trees have popped up all across the land. Vegetation's been added, a lake, a giant tree, a tower, even a couple of things such as a radio station, I believe is what they call that. Let's see what else. And off in the distance, there's good old Apollo. The incompetent fools that worship gods believe that we need a statue to admire such a god. Foolish ambitions. No matter. All in due time. Shall things be, how do you say, corrected? It is only a matter of time before the natural order things get settled into the proper order. But all things considered, I guess I should count myself lucky. Word of mouth has it that things aren't going well for Team Artemis. But things over here are going quite splendid. It's only a matter of time before Team Artemis crumbles, and then I could take up reins as leader of Team Apollo after Penguin realizes that they are not fit for leadership. But again, all in due time. After all, we have so much space to work with. Yep, that's a nice big tree. Indeed it is. Non-canonically, I'm going to be building a bigger tree on Minecraft Odyssey, so hint, smile, pain, and frustration. But chat, look, honestly, although this world might be a pain in the rear, there is beauty in it. There is beauty in such a world. Good to see my favorite king is back. Good to see that the royal guard has assembled once again. For 31 months in a row. Just 1 month short of the Zodi. But you know what? Still pretty good time. 31 months and 30 months. Now that is dedication to the king. So thank you. Thank you so much for lending me your time. But to all those out there, I hope you all have been well today. Oh goodness. Look who decided to show up. Eli.
Good evening, King.
Using my title. How noble of you.
It seems you have a summons.
A summons? Who would dare summon me?
None other than Shade. We're to meet in the castle and discuss future plans. Unless you're busy.
What castle are you talking about?
Oh. Did we not tell you? There's a lovely ice castle that I've been making my stay in as of late. It's quite the sight. Hell,
And
might even put your walls to shame.
I guarantee you it won't.
Why don't you come see for yourself?
An audience with Shay does sound quite appealing, especially given his supernatural abilities.
Indeed.
So, what direction are we heading in for this castle, Eli?
West.
West?
This way.
I shall follow you.
Should be a direct shot from Wombonia.
Ah, that whole situation. What? What a sight that was. And still,
It was quite
no
a sight.
clear winners of that.
No.
Enderman has skill. I applaud him.
Yeah.
Speaking of Shade, how is our mutual friend doing?
He seems to be doing well. Not
Has
much
the-
of note.
Has the plan been set into motion yet?
That's why we're going there, at least.
Ah,
It's time to begin the planning phase.
ah.
Picking targets and the like.
So, it's finally time.
Indeed.
I was curious when we were going to get set up on this. After all, I feel like it's been so long and not much has happened. I was wondering if y'all were getting cold feet.
Cold feet. You amuse me.
I have to make
We're
sure
simply
that...
waiting for the right moment.
And what made this the right moment? I have to ask.
Turns out, apparently, New Moon's having some issues.
You must excuse my ignorance, but I've been away for a little bit, gathering my thoughts. What is New Moon?
Oh, yeah. This is something I only heard about just recently as well. But apparently, Artemis' team is having a bit of a dispute over leadership. And so New Moon was created.
Oh. So the rumors I'm hearing were true.
Indeed.
I heard that
Need
there
the
was...
train of this place.
I heard that there was some dispute going on, but I was not aware that it was over the leadership.
So
Oh,
I've heard, at least.
quite amusing.
Let's hope we can use this.
Oh, trust me.
After
If there's a dispute in leadership, we could definitely use that to our tactical advantage.
After all, if they're too busy fighting each other, then who's gonna stop us?
The answer is no one. How can anyone stop us if they can't even stop themselves from fighting? Oh, what ugly terrain, but it does provide a nice
Indeed.
base of operations.
It's
Hidden.
lovely cover, and that's what makes it so difficult to traverse.
Indeed. Although, if used... What the hell?
Looks like someone's been toying with the
Experimenting.
creepers lately.
I can't believe these fools. I can only hope that that's not to be used against us.
Even if it is, who's to say that can stop us?
Oh, trust me. As long as the gods don't catch wind, I think us three are more than capable of taking what is rightfully ours.
Indeed. And what's rightfully ours is none other than freedom itself.
That is all I desire, to get rid of, to be gone of this world and go back to my own. Although, can you believe there are fools who would rightfully like to stay here in this world of chaos and war?
There are people who think this place is better than their own, when really, it's their weakness to make their home theirs once more that's stopping them.
I had turmoil in my home world, but even through the conflict, even through the hardship, I still fight for it. And it annoys me that these others will not do the same for their world.
Indeed, it is a world of taking what you want, after all.
I believe that's just every world at this point. Speaking of worlds, I've told you a good fair share about mine. But Eli, have I heard much about yours?
I don't believe so.
Please, tell me.
My world is chock full of those with less than usual abilities, such as my own. Or at least, how they were before they got ripped away from me.
And what abilities were those?
The abilities of which to phase through and just about anything at will.
So,
It's rather useful,
like a ghost, like a spirit?
like a phantom. But every power has its drawback. I must say, not burning in the daylight is quite the perk of being here.
Hmm. Have I told you about the power that I lost traveling into this world?
Something to do with the earth, I remember.
Remember quite well. I used to have the ability to move the rocks, to move the very land beneath us at my will. The very ground could shake around me, allowing myself to strip the armor off of my enemies. The very earth.
Sounds like everywhere you go is home territory.
Indeed, it was. It was quite beautiful.
I
The
must admit I am a little bit jealous. That does sound a bit nicer than mine.
the only ones that could content with our power were those who wielded the power of air. In my world,
Air.
there were four distinct factions. Those who could bend earth, others control fire, others manipulate the air to their abilities. Then lastly, there were those who wield the force of water.
Hmm. And this ability to control the elements, this is normal for your world?
Indeed it was. In fact, there was only one poor soul who didn't have the ability. A former
Sucks to be
spirit,
him.
a former god, a fake.
Hmm. I'd consider you lucky. You were born with your powers.
That that statement leads me to believe that you were not born with yours.
No. Not born with it.
How did you acquire such abilities?
Let's just say I took what I wanted.
It do be one of those worlds sometimes where, unfortunately, we must take what is ours.
Indeed.
And this unfortunate snow.
I will never get used to this stuff.
I never had this stuff in my world. The most we have to worry about is pesky waterbenders trapping us in their little prisons of ice. But,
They could control ice as well.
oh yes, those who wield the force of water could control ice as well. And those who controlled fire could also manipulate the lightning and could create explosions from free will. Airbenders didn't have much.
Sounds rather convenient. We're here.
This is the castle?
This is the castle.
Oh, this takes me back.
It's quite the sight.
This reminds me of something the waterbenders used to have. They had 3 different bases of operations, you see, and one of them was a little ice village before they promptly destroyed it in favor of another one. Oh, this takes me back to those days. The days before I was a king.
Hmm.
Ah, what a beautiful sight.
Did you take kingship, I'm curious, through traditional methods of being born into royalty, or did you take it by force? I wonder.
Depending
Is
on
that
who
custom even a thing on your world?
Depending on who you ask, it could be different. I believe I was rightfully elected leader. You see,
Elected.
when we were dragged into that world, a couple of things happened. We were not given a leader. We were groups. We were groups of random people from different parts, forced to work together in a world created by the spirits. At first it was fine, but then, over the course of time, I realized something. There was conflict in the world.
Always is.
I said that we need a leader. They wanted a group. Eventually, we put it to a vote. Me and one of my best friends ran for leadership, but he dropped out, making me.
Dropped out?
Yes,
What for?
he was a threat to the kingdom.
Hmm.
He was possessed by a spirit of chaos. But I'm afraid I must tell you that story of a different day. I feel we must arrange plans.
Indeed. Hello, Shade.
Hello.
So, this is the castle I've been hearing about.
Yep.
Quite a fantastic place, if I do say so myself. How, how,
It's quite the abode that I have.
how long did it take you to set up base operations here?
Speaking that I didn't build it, no time.
It's a bit of a story.
Oh,
It is.
I'd be enlightened if you were to tell me, but I imagine that's not what we're here to discuss.
Not exactly.
Then please, why have you summoned us?
Well, we need to begin planning.
You
a
weren't
lot of
lying.
things.
You weren't lying, Eli. It looks like it's finally coming time for the plan to take action.
Do you take me for a liar?
You can never be too careful in a world full of chaos. It's always best to be on
True.
guard.
Alright, I guess I have an area to show the both of you.
Oh,
An area we've yet to see.
Indeed.
considering this is my first time here, I would love to see what treasure you have in this place.
Lead the way.
So, this plan to take souls, when exactly we're going to put this into motion?
Well, that's one thing we're going to have to discuss.
What are you showing us?
Just a small, secluded area where no one will hopefully ever find us.
It's
Hmm,
an oddly cramped spot.
what to say? Oh,
Oh.
an interesting. You go first, Eli. I'll close up behind.
Alright.
Interesting.
Hmm.
I respect a man who likes his secrecy.
Indeed.
This is a lot. What is this?
This looks to be our target board. Am I correct?
Yes. You might also want to call it a hit list, if that would be more fitting.
Indeed.
So, I suppose it's time to start picking our targets.
I suppose so.
That it is.
So the question is, do we want to do this fast, or do we want to do this slow? If we do this slow?
Well,
Go on.
the slower we go, the less likely we are to be discovered.
Mhm.
What if we strike fast? I imagine the other people won't be able to form a proper counterattack.
Indeed. If we strike fast enough, they might not have time to counter us.
But are we really that capable of taking them out quick enough?
I guess it depends on how many we need to take out before you're powerful enough.
Yeah, at the very least, we need to start slow.
Indeed.
So if we need to start slow, we need to start picking targets that no one will miss, that no one
Indeed.
will keep their eye on. The question is, who on this
Only
list?
when we run out of them should we strike fast.
The question is, who on this list is no one going to miss?
Hmm.
I reckon we start taking off names that people would miss.
Yes.
Starting-
It would be much easier to run this process of elimination style.
Starting with
some
my
documents
team,
that
there's
everyone-
too many eyes on both Penguin and Josh, considering that they're the most powerful forces of our team besides myself. Ruber's too much of a favorite in my team. Everyone goes to him about everything, whether it's business or simply for therapeutic measures. He's best to be left off the table until necessary.
All right, I'll put blue over the ones that are not targets for the time being.
Red is someone I want to talk to eventually.
No, I did not mean to put that there.
Ruber. We certainly can't target Evie as he's being watched.
Is he still being watched by that incident between you two?
I'd assume so. I don't think he's gotten his revives back.
The gods do hold a grudge, don't they? Let's see.
Anything for entertainment value, I suppose. Definitely cannot take Ray.
Let's
That
see
would
here.
probably also tie in with Hobbs.
As much as I hate to admit it, enchanting has too many eyes on them. They manage to weed their way into every social group. If we take them out, people will definitely notice.
People would notice.
Hmm.
I don't know. A lot of people.
Essentially,
People would most likely notice Josh's fall.
oh, people would definitely notice Josh. He's become a nuisance, but a nuisance that will be dealt with eventually. That's the best I can offer from my team. Although I do request that we leave Dread off the table as well. He knows something, and I need that info before we get rid of him.
I may as well
does know
include
quite a bit.
Random in this, just because I know she has ties with Hobbs.
I
Close
don't
ones at
think
that.
offering Pen or Juno would do us any favors.
You all know more about Team Artemis than I do. The only one I know anything about is Juno, because apparently they're a leader or something.
Now for the rest of them, at least
feel
for
like
the
it-
time being, I want to see how the new moon route is going to play out.
Perhaps.
So I won't be going after any of them.
So
We just
then,
got
that
Nebula,
only leaves
things would be too
Bear,
quiet.
Sleepy, and Impossible.
Indeed. Which isn't very good for us, as
No.
most of our targets are on your side of things.
It's a start, though.
It is a start.
There's definitely a couple of targets we could pick out here. I know NY, or Julia, has been into some trouble lately, but they've been off the grid for a little bit. If we manage to track them down and find them, I reckon we can have an easy capture there for your soulless needs.
If it's anything, I would recommend saving any member of Apollo team for later, as is it not our goal for you to take control of Apollo team and crush Artemis with it?
That is very true, but to make sure that this isn't some Team Apollo scandal, we must make things seem like random disappearances. Plus, if a few people from Team Apollo were to go down, I can blame the current leadership on not doing a good job, and thus cause turmoil, allowing me to take my proper place on that throne.
I suppose it would do us some favors to throw them off the scent. Okay.
And if this new moon group is as strong as you say it is, I want to see the capabilities.
I never said anything about them being strong.
Well,
At the very least, they're willing to fight against the current
no, trust me.
leaders.
Willpower is strong enough. I have seen it multiple times in many different places. Willpower is enough to get people through even hopeless situations.
So, we've got possible targets down. We should, other than NY, as you've mentioned, we should pick out a few more targets for the now.
Well, we have 3 targets over on Team Artemis side, but if I had to choose, alternative targets may also be Mickey. I haven't seen them around too much, and I highly doubt that anyone would notice them gone.
I could say the same about Sleepy or Bear, though it's not like I'm around there too much these days. What do you
Should I
say,
use red
Shay?
or black for the ones that are targets?
Use
Mark
red
them.
for the targets, black for the kills.
We have our targets. Perfect. Anyone we can get on Team Artemis side? I would like to keep
Well-
this somewhat entertaining. After all, 3 people go
Indeed.
missing from 3 people go missing, 2 from one side, 1 from another. They won't expect a thing. In fact, I reckon this might cause some distrust in current leadership and the taste of the gods.
I reckon it could help both sides towards instability and further our goals.
I do think it might be difficult to track Sleepy and Bear down, though. I haven't seen them in a very long time.
If we could find something that they're attached to, we might be able to exploit that weakness. After all, that's one thing I've learned multiple times. Even experienced that weakness myself a few. So, how is this process going to work? You haven't told us how your
Any way it
powers work.
needs to. Essentially, all that's necessary to know is when I kill someone, I can take their soul.
So you have to deliver the killing blow.
Correct.
This is going to be more difficult than I imagined.
Indeed. Though it was never supposed to be easy.
Indeed it wasn't. We need to find a way to lure them out, preferably alone. And I think I know a method.
You think so?
I think I know a method to at least get Julia out. Mickey is going to be a different situation. I don't know much about them, but Julia...
Well, actually,
Hmm?
Mickey supposedly knows me from another realm.
Oh.
We could use this.
Use that connection. Say you want to talk. With Julia?
I'm sure Mickey would love to hear about your realm.
With Julia? They were a spy. I'm not sure if they still take up the reins as that, but I reckon if I send them on a mission to some place secluded for valuable info.
You could probably send them right to our front door.
Exactly. You know, it's not every day that word of a new Team Artemis base shows up fairly close to Apollo base. This wasn't that
Indeed.
long of a walk after all. I imagine
wasn't.
that a certain spy would want to check that out. And, you know, accidents happen along the way. They might just go missing.
They don't come back.
So with those 2 targets aside, what about the other people here? Possible, Bear, and Sleepy.
Well, I think Unpossible could be a very worthwhile target. I'm not
Indeed.
sure he has many connections with other people. Just like with the other 2, I don't know where they are. So he's at least an easy person to find.
Hypothetically speaking, we might be able to use Impossible to lure out the other 2. After all, Team Artemis seems pretty close
Maybe.
despite its turmoils. I reckon if one member goes suddenly missing, the other 2 might come running out.
Maybe we just need to drop a few breadcrumbs for them to follow.
Indeed. Very much so. So, these are two people we can lead right to the front door. You all know more about Team Artemis than me. So, tell me, how are we going to get possible?
Well, if necessary, I could just find him when he's alone, and that'll be the end of that.
Good, very good. So that requires a little bit of luck on our side then.
I trust his capabilities.
I could even refer to him specifically, saying that there's some training we need to do, and then I'm the only one that shows up.
That might be easy to trace.
That's risky.
Indeed.
If they ever
That's
found...
assuming I don't have the opportunity to find him alone.
You would have to not only find them alone, but make sure they talk to no one on the way out. Because if they disappear and you're the last person seen with them, things are not going to look good for you. We need... If we're going to go slow, we need to make sure we are going safe. This is the beauty of warfare. The slower we go, the more careful we have to be. If we go fast, then we could be a little reckless.
I don't know if we can afford that kind of recklessness. Not yet.
Exactly. Especially if we're trying to get your powers back up in order to challenge the gods. Or at least set the bare minimum, get us out of this realm.
At least.
I'm sure the moment will come when I manage to get him.
If anything, Eli, I have a question. I know that you're not exactly on the best terms with most people on this board. By any chance, is Team Artemis looking for you or after you?
As far as I'm aware, no. But I have been promised by a certain someone that if they see me again in that base, they'll take my head. Perhaps we can use that.
Perhaps Shade could lure out possible by saying they found Eli. They found your location. And they might pursue it even further.
Though, if that is mentioned, there's a chance Impossible will notify the others. And we'll have the whole
That's why
team
Shade has to deliver urgency to the matter. Make sure it's like, if we do not get him now, then there will never be another time.
This could work.
Certainly could. I don't know how passionate he is about killing Eli.
Who is the one that wants to get you, Eli?
Oh, just a good friend called Hobbs.
How close
He's rather protective.
How close is their friendship?
I'm not sure. I believe
say.
Hobbs and Impossible, at the very least, are on mutual standings.
Maybe we could pose as a way to gain in Hobbs' favor.
Maybe.
There's multiple ways we can go around this, but the fact of the matter is that if you're going to be luring them out, Shade, you have to be the most careful out of all of us. I will not be involved in getting possible. I can help with NY and Mickey, maybe. Definitely with Julia there. But possible is going to be up to you. Eli can't go into that base without getting smited. So it's up to you for this one. Unless...
I'll certainly try my best.
Unless... It could be possible. Can you take one soul during a battle?
I could.
It might... Whenever the next battle might be, that might be the perfect time.
This is true. Most
But
people
the
aren't
only
paying attention to
problem-
other fights in the battle.
True, but the main problem with that is it'll be a lot harder to target one person without having someone on me.
That's very true. perhaps.
If we're careful about it, I'm not sure how well I'd be able to fight with a certain someone constantly on my ass, but I'm sure Green might be able to protect you without it looking too much like that.
I've done my fair share of staging certain things. I'm pretty sure I can do it again.
Indeed.
So it's finally time we go through with it.
That actually does bring up a question. If this is us simply planning and picking targets, when would you say are we to
When are we to strike them?
take the plunge?
Once we have a fully set up plan for any one person, if we can figure out any details of where they will be or how we can contact them and set up any sort of time that they might arrive.
It seems like Julia might be our best target.
Julia would definitely be our easiest target. I just have to send them their way, and then it's up to you to capture them.
Indeed.
I suppose I could just send a letter to Mickey saying I want to
That as well.
talk.
So, we have our two easy targets, and then a harder one.
Though, the more people we take, the easier it is to take more.
Very
Especially
true.
with Shade's power growing.
Exactly.
I imagine
There-
that after taking these three more, options will become available.
You see,
There may be some more opportunity to get some more people off of the Artemis board, assuming that the New Moon group does what I'm thinking that they're going to be doing.
indeed, it is heavily possible. I can't wait to see what this new moon group does in the future.
Indeed.
After all, a change of leadership would be quite nice. And from the sounds of it, it sounds like a hostile takeover. It's all coming together slowly but surely. And if all goes according to plan, I imagine we can get out of this world. Isn't that right, Shade? That was our deal after all. Get us out of the world or kill
Assuming-
the gods.
Assuming Eli can recreate some sort of version of the watch,
All I
looking
need
very
is
likely.
Ray.
All you need is who?
You don't even have to kill the gods. If I can have Ray without Hobbs on me all the time, and if you can distract the gods for long enough, I can get us out of here.
I think I could potentially stand to fight them one-on-one or even one-on-two in order to distract them.
You'll just have to make it quick.
Although we do still need to look into the potential of using me as a power source.
This
For
is
the
true.
watch.
Yeah, but that
Oh.
we don't know much about that yet, so
It would
it-
be much more complicated.
That sounds like a
Would
good way to
probably
destroy you.
require Completely new design.
well, that's why that's going to be a very last
Which
option.
will take a lot of research.
The point is, we have the first steps here. Once we take these first steps, we could finally take the next and the next, and slowly but surely, or depending on how this goes, quite quickly, we can fulfill our goals. Our goals to either get the hell out of this world and back to our own, or if we can't do that, then take the battle to the gods themselves, with Shade leading the cause.
I mean, if the gods aren't around, there's no one to stop us from leaving.
Exactly. And plus, theoretically speaking, if the gods have souls and you defeat them in battle, we might be able to consume that power. And if the gods
Mhm.
can drag us out of our worlds, I reckon they have the power to bring us back. That power would be yours.
I sure would like to see that.
You just need to take one of them. If you can get one god's power on top of everything we've already collected, the other is no match.
Artemis is the more talkative one, but Apollo seems like they are the more stubborn one. My conversations
Indeed,
with them.
but if we're here to fight on their behalf,
Yo,
then
thank you so
it's
much
a
for the raid.
safe assumption
How was your
that
stream?
they
Sorry,
are
I'm in the middle of
about
lore right now.
equal in
How
power.
you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, Raiders.
Otherwise, why wouldn't they fight each other themselves?
That is true. Like it's to the gods, it's all a game. To them, it always has been with every god I've ever been with, every god I've ever talked to. It's all just a game to them, no matter what happens. You're easily replaceable.
It's like a sick little game. They don't even care who wins, really.
All
They've
for their,
helped the other team, and they'll do it again, I'm sure.
all
for
because they have a
entertainment value.
little dispute. When they even assigned us to teams, they picked us out like we were sports or something. Like we were teams, like we were high schoolers. We picked out for a dodgeball game. These guys aren't taking this as seriously as we are. They don't care. Which is why I would love to put them in their place.
Did you ever hear? You were there for it, weren't you? After the first battle, I overheard Artemis team came through into your base and brought the fight to you, even after losing.
Oh, I'm very aware of that. I was there when that happened. Doug told me that he overheard them saying that they were going to attack. I did not expect an attack that day. I wanted to give my team a moment of celebration, a moment of peace. We had just earned a nice victory.
But did you ever hear why they attacked? How they attacked?
They ambushed us through another portal, and I assume it was out of jealousy.
Out of jealousy? No, it was... They mentioned it. Or so I've heard. They mentioned it to Artemis directly. And you know what? Artemis told Apollo. And they both thought it hilarious for you guys to be ambushed while you were celebrating. Apollo gave away your position. He let you be attacked. Because he doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about any of this. He just cares about having a good show.
Just like any other god, they truly don't care. In my world, there was only one kind god, and they barely did anything. They catered to the Avatar. That's all they did.
The
They-
kind gods are weak and exploitable. The rest... well, I'm sure you know the rest.
Oh, I am very much aware of the rest. It is a god that put me on the path that I'm on now. It's because of them that I have a hatred for them. It's a god that took my best friend away from me.
And I'm sure they showed no remorse for it.
Oh. They simply said sorry and tried to play it along like it was any other day. But to me, that meant the world. I'll never forgive them. And through my interaction with these gods and the other gods there, it's proven time and time again that they are all the same. Beings with
Gods,
immense
we're just
power.
ants in a farm. We're just here to run around mindlessly and cure their boredom.
This is why I
They
want to
never
put them.
cared if any of us died.
This is why I want to put them in their place. To let them know that we are not their pets, we are not their foot soldiers, that the lives of mortals is not one to be trifled with. We need to let them know that we are just as big of a threat together as they are.
Show them the fear of true will.
Exactly. And that is why we need you, Shade. To get as much power as you can. To tell those gods that we are not their toys. That we are not the little playthings, not the little ants in a farm.
and I'm willing to be that voice.
Beautiful. I'm glad we all have an understanding. And we'll see to it that Julia hears a message of some sort of outpost out here. I'll let you all know when that's gonna be. Therefore, y'all can expect a visitor.
I await your call.
Well, gentlemen, there's nothing more here to discuss. I suppose I'll be on my way. Unless if you have some lasting remarks.
No, I guess I'll get working on the letter to Mickey.
Perfect.
Good luck with the team.
If all goes according to plan, you'll get your souls. I'll get my rightful spot on the throne. And
I'll
Ela-
get the hell out of here.
Exactly. And we, at the end of the day, we all get out. Nice talking to you, gentlemen. Can't wait to see how this plan goes.
Good day, King. So, you mentioned upgrades.
Oh. It is a beautiful day. It is such a beautiful day. I can't believe it. The plan is finally coming into motion. Can you believe it? After so long, after so much time, it is all finally piecing together, all finally coming along. The odds of the game, I mean, we put on against a shirt, but in total, nah. We were all just puppets to you. All just puppets. Gypsy, the water spirit, the water god. Nothing more than mere amusement. But also, hold on, Adalor, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for you were last listening to music. Hey, yo, what music will you listen to? Music we listen. We get a little bit of outside lore time. Hello, chat. How's it going? I've been lore for the past 50 minutes. You get me briefly out of lore for a moment. How do y'all do? Let's see. When you're an hour late to lore. I mean, man, we can still have our lore. Okay, I hate these things so much. How did I kill the one behind it, but not the one in front? Okay, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Hold on, 1 second. Hold on, I need to message someone. Something. 1 second, chat. But yo, how y'all doing? Also, the person who rated Farsha, is that Farshi? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Farshi, how was your stream? So I didn't get the chance to ask too much earlier. I was quite into it at the moment. That's it. I'm missing man. Gypsy, I miss you too. I don't know how to get out of here, by the way. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know how to get out of here. Do I go this way? I might as well just do /home at this point. /home. There we are. And this gives me the perfect opportunity to show you all what I've been working on. 1 second. I just need to message someone something. Great lore, Mr. Mans. Missed you. 1 second. All right. There we go. Sorry, I just had to quickly message someone. Joining mid-lore stream was so cool. You guys are doing great. Hey, thank you so much. This SMP has been not on hiatus, but, you know, a lot of us kind of took a break from it because of another SMP that launched. But now, a couple of us are starting to get back on, and, you know, we have a lot of cool stuff planned for the story. A lot of stuff I can't spoil because it'll ruin it. But chat, I might as well show you what's been happening around the Team Apollo base, right? Hello there. Also, who followed in the time that I was streaming? Oh, not streaming. I was doing low. We have Brownie and Teaser. Thank you so much for the follows. Hope you have a fantastic day. So thank you so much. So chat, as y'all know, we have this giant walled off area, but we have the two main things that have been here forever now. We have the courthouse and we have the KFC. My 1% KFC. We have the statue of Apollo right here. Honestly, pretty gosh darn good statue. We have the radio station, which is kind of hidden way over there. KFC! KFC! It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We also have a post office right over there. And an observatory. Honestly, I really love the look of the observatory. It looks so cool. Psst, you're cool. I will know you so hard that it's gonna look like an Uno card. I don't know. I'm not sure where I was going with that. I'm gonna know you so hard. I'm gonna reinvent the definition of know you. All right, know you, Chipsy. Everyone, can we get some Chipsies are cool in chat? Hashtag Chipsy is cool. Can we get that in chat? Hashtag Chipsy is cool. There you go. I just wanted to see the chat flooded with that. Hashtag Chipsy is cool. All right. But yeah, and then we have a little temple out over there, kind of observing the whole thing. I know someone plans on building something over there at some point, but I'm not sure when that's going to happen. Hashtag cool. What? What? Sir, are you okay? Sir? Sir, are you alright? Oh my... Oh, yo! Yo! Oh, that looks cool. Oh, that looks sick. Oh my... Oh, it's a little mini void effect. Oh, God. Yo, why does that look so cool? What the hell? Oh my God, I love that. Oh, also, I suppose this is the one place where I can do this. That's the wrong button. There it is. Look how beautiful it looks with shaders. Look how beautiful it looks. I tell you, shaders brings a whole different definition of Minecraft. Let's see. Don't submit to pressuring. Under pressure. Surface pressure. Damn, shaders MVP, bro. It took it from like a 10 to a 20 instantly. It took it from a 10 out of 10 to a 20 out of 10. This place looks gorgeous. And look at that. Look at that right there. That looks damn sexy. Apollo, I might canonically hate you, but damn boy, you're looking schmexy over there. You have a little rope bridge. I've seen this place briefly. I'm not sure if anything's been done to it, but let's go take a look. Let's go take a look. It's been a long time since I hopped on as well, so I gotta see everything. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. All right, we good. Wait, on. Oh, I'm not sure why I shake my mouse in the direction that I sneeze. It's just impulse. But yo, this looks pretty cool. Wait, chat. I'm gonna be in the recording. I'm gonna be in the recording booth. All right, hold on, 1 second. 1 second. Let me get it ready.
Attention, Chosen SMP Radio. This is Chosen. Wait.
Well, let me redo that. All right. Okay, this is the first take. Okay. Take 2.
Hello there, listeners. This is Chosen SMP Radio, bringing you the latest tea, drama, and lore bites for your listening pleasure. I am your host, Prime Green. First off, we have the new developments happening over at Team Artemis Base. It turns out there are delegations going on with leadership, and a lot of them don't look pretty. Talks of new leaders rising, and a possible civil war is indeed a real threat for those over there listening over at Artemis Base. But my best of wishes to you, and that you get through this great endeavor. Now over to Team Apollo.
Oh my God. Talks of new leaders rising. I said new, not nude. What the? Dindrid? What the? Yo, Chosen SMP is not a nude. It's not a nude society. All right. It's not a nude society. My goodness. Like nudes? What? No nudes. No. Bad chat. I'm gonna bonk you. I'm gonna bonk you with the horny hammer. All right, to make you. I think that's supposed to make you less horny, right? That's what I heard, right? It's supposed to make you less horny. On. Do these do anything? Okay, that's cool. Oh, hold on. And you're on. Means I'm gonna get food. Hey, yo, can you give me some too? Hey, yo, can you give me some food as well, please? I need some sustenance. Oh my goodness. But yo, this place looks amazing. I love. Oh, okay. I don't love that. Holy crap! How far does this thing go? I never actually looked down here. What the hell? I feel like I'm entering the pits of hell. What? How far do you go down? Hold on, chat. Hold on. This is news to me. What? I've been here before. Wait a second. Hold on. If I go over here, yeah, this leads directly to my mine. So technically, this leads all the way down to Y level negative 54. Holy shit. You can get to our mine for one little trench. As if you know the way. As if you know the way here. Like once you get to this area, it might be a little confusing. You might be like, oh, where do I go? There's a thing down there. We can go up here. Holy crap. Holy crap. I was not expecting that today. I was not expecting that today at all. Oh, I got to have shaders for this area. Oh, see, why can't Optifine add that? Just toggleable shaders. Do you know how nice it is just to be able to go like, oh, like I'm running shaders, blah, 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 blah. Oh, this area's a little laggy. Let me just bloop, turn them off. Why can't I do that? Why can't I do that in Optifine, chat? Why can't that be a thing? Because Optifine has a lot of quality of life features that I miss, that I love, that the Iris shaders and all that and Sodium don't have, and it's annoying. It's like, bruh, why? But yeah, we're gonna enter back in lore mode here very soon, But I do want to see something because there is a map here. And chat, look how big it is. Look how cool this area looks. Oh man, I tell you, my walls add a whole new definition to the layout. Like, look at it. Is there something right there? Hold on, because the post office is right there. What is that? What is that? I've never seen that before. Hold on, I might have to go take a look at something. I might have to go take a look at something here soon. In a bit. Hold on. Yeah, let's go take a look at that. Let's go take a look at that. Words are hard, chat. Words are very hard. I want to go see what that is. And then I want to show y'all what I've been doing with the KFC. I haven't worked on it in a hot minute. Like I said, most of my time has been going around solo bossing on Minecraft Odyssey. But after I explore that area, I want to show y'all what I've been doing with the KFC. Because right now this is just kind of like a little bit of a catch-up stream, I guess you can call it. Whee! Is that going to kill me? No, we lived through that. We're gamers. We're gamers. We simply just don't die. We're too much of gamers, chat. Alright, we don't die from things. Alright, now what is back here? Also, I love this little bit of forest that we have here. It looks so... Oh, hold on. So there is actually something back here. Hold on, what is this? Where did this come into play? What are you? Oh, what is that? That's red sandstone. Oh. The railroad? Hello, Dread.
Hello.
Well, what do you have going on? What are you building here?
Building a train station.
Building a train station?
Well, yeah, we need faster movement to travel, right?
Suppose you are correct
On
there.
foot. Yeah. On foot's not as good as it used to be.
That is true. That is very, very true. Looks like this is going to be quite the project. How far does this go?
I don't know. I wasn't planning on going that way, so someone dug a tunnel.
I want to explore this so fast.
Yeah, I've been a coma for months.
Wait,
I still got left Borky on me.
where do you go when you're in a coma, Dread?
Library.
A library?
Yeah.
Why
I
specific?
showed Penguin it before my last dip, but yeah, just keeping stuff safe.
Where you?
How have you been?
Well, I've been away for a time, recollecting thoughts and everything.
Oh. Do yours also slowly pour out in the books?
No.
So it's just a
Simple,
me problem. Got it.
simple. I guess meditation is a way to go about it. After all, I still have.
No, blocks.
After all, oh,
It's more effective.
I suppose. After all, I find it nice to dial it back every now and then. Remember what it is I'm fighting for.
And what are you fighting for?
Well, currently, to get out of this world, but the other thing I'm fighting for is back home. The safety of my people.
Isn't that what got you killed in the first place?
I'm not dead. Not yet, anyway.
Alright.
How do you know about that?
Sorry, was not expecting you to get on my head like that.
I had to
You should
had-
ask for consent before you climb on people, please.
have to make sure that. Hey, what was that about consent?
Oh, just returning the favor. How's it feel?
How do you? Stop avoiding the question, Dread. How do you know about that? Ever since I talked to you, I've been led to believe that you know a bit more than what you're letting on.
I know things. Will I share them with you? Probably not.
And what is that? How do you know about my death? That's something I have not told anyone.
Rumors on the grapevine. Also, the patio had a nice view of your conversation with Apollo.
You were there during that conversation.
Oh yeah, I was sitting on the patio way down there. It's very hard to hear you. I got bits and bobs.
You were able to hear that conversation. How much did you hear? And don't lie to me.
Enough.
How much is enough, Dread?
Enough to know if you shoot me, nothing will happen.
So you heard a good bit.
Yeah. That and, the whole, as long as we appease the gods, we're basically immortal. So, a gun isn't as threatening as it used to be.
I guess you're right there. How do you know me?
I know a you.
You know Amy?
A you. I'm not entirely sure where that you is at the moment, but I know a you.
Because when we first started talking, you mentioned something about me not wearing a trench coat, as if you were adamant that you knew me.
Yeah, I do. Things get weird when time is involved. That's all you got to know.
Time?
Yeah.
So it's not just me
Let's
from
say,
another
you're
realm?
here. I don't know entirely for sure. I'm still figuring that out. But I'm pretty sure you die. From what it sounds like. You die.
I can't die. I have to get back to my people. That's what I'm fighting for in the first place.
And you probably will get back, just not in the way you expect. Gods are cruel like that. Do you think any of us are gonna go home happy? Think about that. You ramble about how gods are crazy and couldn't be trusted. Do you really think they're gonna send us back home in one piece?
That is why I'm trying to find a way around their rule. Right now I'm playing their game until I can find a way around it.
So you're trying to pull what EB did. Is that what I'm hearing?
What did EB
Except
do?
without the child kidnapping. They're trying to break out.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that whole shenanigans. The ones that got them on one life. You're trying to do that, but different, I suppose?
Very much so different.
How so?
I cannot explain just yet, Dread.
How many people are gonna die for your cause?
Well,
Is there any death? That's all I need the answer to.
well, like you said, we're all immortal here as long as we appease the gods. So unless my plans require EB or Eli to sacrifice themselves, I don't think that'll be necessary.
Ah, okay. So unless you have to kill the child kidnappers.
Essentially. What is your stance on
Probably
that situation, by the way?
They kidnap the child.
They
They
kidnapped
really should, they're playing, they're trying to cheat at a game that we barely know, or at least y'all barely know. Like, let's be real here. There are factors that we probably will never find out about what's going on. So how can we even manipulate the game if we don't even know what's being played?
That's why we play the game for as long as we can, learn the rules of it. That is what Eli and EB failed to understand during their attempt. They failed to understand the rules of the game.
Yeah, and also I kind of know them. They're arrogant to a point. One has a or not suicidal. What's the word? One's maniacally crazy and murder men, and the other just thinks like nothing changes. I think it's hard to tell. EB's a weird sort.
So you've
Eli's
dealt with
crazy.
Crazy
Yeah,
how?
I've dealt with them. Well, when I first got here, I've talked with him because he knew Amy, I knew him. It's weird conversations, but I think he did some mass genocide in the dimension that I knew him from. So there's that.
Genocide?
I think so. Again, some things are a bit fuzzy up in here, but yeah, a lot of murder from that man. And then EB always left some like chaos in his wake whenever he left a dimension that we would typically have to clean up.
We?
So, we. Me. I. Us.
What?
It gets weird when you. I'll tell you when you're older.
If all goes according to plan, I'm pretty sure you will never have to tell me. I plan on getting out of here in one piece. I don't want to suffer the same fate as those around me. And I don't want to become complacent in this world like some people are. Some people are fine with staying here, Dread.
Well, yeah, for some people, this offers a better life. Like, if you think about it, besides losing all your friendships and your previous bonds, do you think this is better than a world of war? I think Josh, if he didn't have his connections or his trauma, this would probably be a better spot for him. Same with a good other handful of people.
This place is a place full of chaos and war. We were brought here to do battle for the gods. Is that a world?
And yet, the gods have not touched us much for a while.
For a while, but we are still their ants in a jar. They're place soldiers.
True.
We are still their...
But that's still a better life for some than what it used to be. I think or some people just forget because time goes on and think, oh, maybe it's not going to happen again, or maybe they'll go easy on us. There's no way to know for certain. All we got is that they haven't talked in a while.
They haven't talked in a while, but I guarantee you the same thing will happen. It always does. The gods are a predictable sort. They abuse the lives of mortals for their own pleasure and their own gain. Whether they need to or not. It happened in my world and it will happen here too. In fact, it's already been happening here.
Do you see that just as confirmation bias on your part? Because I've known dimensions in which people are fine with gods. There are some where there is prosperity and it's just a good time, and some actually really know how to party. It's kind of fun there. Like, there are places where life can exist between the two pretty well. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's another version of your universe where it actually is all just fine.
Oh, I would love to see that universe. Oh, a place where Mason doesn't get possessed by the spirit of chaos. A place where I'm myself.
You saying you're not yourself?
I've had to change due to times of war, due to times of conflict. I've had to adapt to my surroundings. Before, I was an optimistic sort. I wanted the betterment of my people. I wanted the safety and the freedom of them all. But during the times of war, I realized that they could not protect themselves, that only I could protect them.
So, you found that the best way to give them peace is to restrict their freedoms?
I never wanted to restrict their freedoms.
So how are they free? Are they free?
They are free. At least I believe they
And
are.
how about now?
Well, I don't know much about now. After all, I'm away from them.
Well, you've had Ruber, I believe. Has he told you what of your future? Of your society's future? Is it without you? Is it ruinous chaos? Or has it adapted?
He is hesitant to talk about it.
Why do you think that is?
I assume because he doesn't want me to know something. After all, what else do I need to know except for the fact that he saw me die?
Well, there's always the after. The after is what's important. What kind of impact did you leave on your people? Were they inspired by you? Were they in fear, and when you were gone, they were relieved? Did they get benefits that they wouldn't have otherwise had?
I tried to give them benefits. I tried to help them, but there was always constant conflict. We had to be prepared for war at a moment's notice, because there was always conflict right around the corner. They wanted to make a community group, a group where we didn't have leaders, where we worked as a community. But if that happened, we would have been destroyed instantly.
Destroyed how?
And from the very beginning, there was conflict. The Water Tribe wanted to commit war on us. Or rather, they wanted to commit war on those who opposed them. They brought me in because they saw value. They offered to keep my people out of conflict if I helped them. In exchange, they would give us resources so we could benefit. I accepted the deal because I did not want my people to be caught in a crossfire for a war that should not be theirs. After that,
But by doing so, sorry, you can continue, but from what I'm hearing, that sounds like you've already joined the conflict by not joining. Because that just immediately puts you on a side, doesn't it?
it was a difficult decision. Either I joined the people, or they were against us. And at the time, I could not bring my people into a war. We were not ready for any sort of conflict. We could not risk that conflict. I had to keep them safe.
And again, I ask, were they?
They were safe for the most part. Until God interrupted it all. Oh. It's fun. It's funny when you think about it. You said I have confirmation bias, but in my world, the gods were responsible for almost every other form of conflict. That person who I made the deal with to join their side was actually a god in disguise the entire time. And then, when I thought there was peace for just but a moment, a god led us into the land of the dead, into the spirit world, dragged me and my two friends in there, and we did not come out the same people. My best friend was possessed by a spirit of chaos.
What happened to your other friend? 3 came in, didn't they?
3 came in.
How many came out?
3 came in, 3 came out. The other one
What happened
was...
to you?
I lost a piece of myself that day. I've communicated with it once, but I've learned that I don't need it.
surely that isn't true.
I've gotten this far without it.
Doesn't mean you're better off without it. Take it from a person who's a fraction of a consciousness. You're
Well.
not the same. And you're better with the whole.
That side of me,
Neglecting that part of you is just going to lead to more ruin.
tried to drag me away from what was truly important.
Which was?
The safety of my people. I want nothing more than the safety of them. And in fact, I even tried to extend that safety to other people. I gave the Fire Nation, protection. I tried to give them as much society as possible because they were lacking in it so far. I tried to give airbenders some use because they were doing nothing. And they knew it and they wanted to do more. I tried to give them purpose. The Water Tribe? Well, after the general left, after that main person who wanted to cause war, after they left, I tried to make deals with them as well. To try to make sure that we could start an area of peace. It was members of my people that didn't see it that way, though.
The people you were protecting.
A select few. It was divided. It was civil war. I tried to give them an out. I really did. I tried to give them multiple chances. But they want nothing but conflict as well. My old friend led a rebellion against me. He said that he was going to separate. Did you know that? My friend said that he was going to separate. But you want nothing but conflict.
Sounds like you need a cup of tea.
Also, I do reach up. I'm in the middle of lore, guys. I'm sorry that I can't pay attention to y'all right now. I'll read y'all when I get the chance.
That if you were whole, you would have handled it differently?
I reckon that if I was whole, things would have been worse. I reckon I would have not needed to make the decisions that I needed to if I was whole.
Is that because you've lost your optimism? Was that the part of you lost that day?
I see the world for what it is now. The half of me was hopeful, charismatic. Well, charismatic is the wrong word.
Lost half the worldview. If you look in a street and you just see all the pitfall and all the dark alleys, you're gonna miss out on all the children walking down the road.
Also, Seb, this isn't
All
my
the
server,
flowers
so that
growing
coin flip of yours is
fence.
worthless.
The bustling shops, you're not gonna see the prosperity. You're just gonna see what could go wrong. Consent, great. Talked about this.
You see, I see the world, like I said, I see the world for what it is. And I try to make the most out of it. If I'm hopeful about something and I take that hope as a gamble, then that gamble could do something drastically bad. But if I see the world for how it is, I can make calculations. I can make plans to play around it. For myself and for my people, I can always find a way to win. And that is a tender.
And what if that win is being hopeful? Thinking that there is innate good in people, that they want to see positive change.
I have to do what's best for the people in the moment. I can't hope on a different outcome. Hope is a gamble that's something I cannot chance.
It's a gamble that's worth it at times.
A gamble does not
Half of your
guarantee.
civilization would be good, based on.
A gamble is not
Just
something I
what
can
you said.
guarantee will work out. A gamble could end poorly. I myself as a leader need to take proper calculations, need to take proper measures in order to ensure the best outcome.
What about you as a person? A leader is only as good as they are when they interact with their own people, when they listen in. Do you think the rebellion would have occurred if you had listened and maybe took some of their advice or some of their demands and thought of how to spin that in a good way for you, for your people as a whole?
It
Gotta stop doing that, Green.
just happens.
It's muscle reflex. I understand.
I tried to leave them be. When they separated, when my friend took his rebellion, they separated. I tried to let them live their life. I didn't. After they separated, I wanted them to be their own people. I wanted them to do nothing with me. But do you know what they wanted in retaliation? They kept coming over to my area, to my people, vandalizing the very place I had helped to build, and assaulted my civilians. You think I'm the bad guy there? I try to let them live. I tried to let them be their own people. I tried my absolute hardest to give them peace, but all they wanted was conflict from the very start. So I responded. I responded with conflict of my own. It was the only way that they would listen. And did you know what was funny? Did you know what was funny? My friend, the one who led this rebellion, he realized what he did was wrong. He tried to make peace, but by then it was too late. War had already struck out. He tried to give peace before, but I knew this
Was
time.
that peace born out of fear, though? Do you think they were attacking you because they were scared?
If they were scared, they should have left.
What, talk to you?
If they were
They did leave.
If they were scared,
Do
they
you
should
think
have.
they were
They should want
subjugated?
nothing to do with me more. They decided to constantly attack and attack because they simply did not like me. They didn't like the fact that I took up leader. They didn't like the fact that I was getting my way.
Well, maybe because to their view, your way hurt people.
My way was helping people.
If they left, what would make you think that they wouldn't want to try to get others free from your tyranny?
I was helping
Believe tyranny.
others. I was helping others. I helped the Water Nation. In fact, on the day of that final battle, guess what? It was their little side, the little side of Earthbenders and everything. Maybe a couple other stragglers here and there. But you know who came to my aid? You know who came to my aid? Dread. It was my people, and also other people from across the other nations. I had airbenders. I had waterbenders. I got the people that I helped to help me in my time of need. Does that seem bad to you?
Depends. I'll have to ask the other reference point.
The other reference point?
Yeah, I'll probably have to ask Gruber about what he thought and what he saw.
Suppose that's fair enough.
History is skewed to who's telling it.
History what?
History is skewed by who tells it.
The victors do always tell history.
Not
Just-
just the victors. If we were to talk about this war, right? This conflict that we're facing with Artemis, from what I've seen, there's been no war. Every time that I am out and about from my house, I see nothing but peace and prosperity between our two civilizations. Is that the whole truth? No.
Oh,
There's
definitely
been
not.
countless battles before here. Yeah, the gods play with people. It's not the truth, but that's what I've seen. That's what I've shared. Like, the idea that there is truth in your history, but that is not the whole truth. It is not objective like you want it to. It is skewed by your machinations and your beliefs.
I suppose you're right there, but right now, Dread, that's all we have to go off of now. Tell me, do these gods play with people? do they toy with people just as you said?
Definitely.
Then,
Do we have any way to stop that? Not at the moment.
so then, we go with my method, and we don't trust them. Others might find a better life here, but that life will not last for long, Dread. Even if there are other worlds, like you say they are, where there are gods that are innocent and kind, we don't have the luxury of living in one of those worlds, do we? We must live here and now. We don't have the luxury to think about those other worlds, those other places where the gods are kind. We live here and now. How do you feel about that, Dread?
We'll still get the hope.
Hope for
Maybe
what?
something will change.
Like
Maybe
what?
you'll find a way. I will be optimistic that somewhere or another we find a way out. And if you can get us there, then I'm hopeful. I don't want to see your machinations fall through. Like in this instance, I'm not going to think that everybody is out to get me. I'm not going to think that you will fail, that you will fall apart just like the rest. No. I'm going to do what you haven't done. I'm going to think the best in people.
Well, you can do that. I'm going to study as I always do. Learn more about this place. See what calculations I can take to ensure the best outcome. Yes, is that outcome getting out? Of course. I want nothing more than for myself, and if possible, the other people of this world to get out and go home as well. But I cannot help those who do not want to be helped.
I mean, sure you can. Depends on how you do it. If it's not by force, then
The people here
it's still
would
better than nothing.
the people here would rather sit around and talk idly by. The gods are going to wise up sooner rather than later. It's only a matter of time before they force us into another conflict.
Very true.
We currently live with diplomats who are nothing but peace in a world ran by dictatorous gods. It is a world that we cannot be hopeful in for long for peace. It is a world that we need to prepare the worst for. Dread, I don't want to go to war. Despite my attitude and demeanor, I want nothing more than the freedom and safety of others, especially for my people back at home. But here, we have to face the cold reality of it all.
That's true. I can't argue with that. I mean, doesn't make what you're doing right. I don't think anybody here knows what they're doing.
And what
don't think
am I
anybody here
doing
is right.
exactly, Dread? Since you know so much.
I don't know. For all I know, you're probably scheming for something that overall is going to bring change. I don't know if that's going to be positive or negative. I can't exactly tell the future. I mean, that depends on where you are, actually. Scratch that. I just can't predict what's going to happen here. I have a good read on you. That's probably it. I don't know what I'm up against. I don't know what anybody here can do. Heck, before EB and Eli, I didn't even know that there was a person who was like a kid here with the powers of a dragon. I did not think that possible. Or possible to be here. We can't exactly plan everything out. Calculations have variables that can just go wild and astray. What happens when one of your people that I assume you're using has pieces of a board? What happens when one of them decide to just not play?
Then we work our way around it. We find a solution. If we take your
And what if that becomes
analogy,
the majority of the pieces?
if we take your example, And think of the people as pieces of a board. For a game of chess, if one refuses to play, then we use another.
And what happens if, let's say, the gods and all their knowledge and cunning decide they want to remove you from the equation? What then? What is your ultimate plan for if the gods find out about anything? What happens then?
Well, if the gods find out, I guess that'll be the end of it. I imagine they would take away my respawns, or if
Or
I
worse.
pose too much of a threat, they'd kill me.
Well then, Greed, I want you to do me a favor.
What is that, Dread?
If and when, let's be honest, you find yourself getting really close to that kind of scenario, to the end all be all of everything, or just you and whoever you've decided to band with, contact me. That's all. Just come say hi,
Why?
and we'll see how that goes. Oh, let's call it insurance.
So, once I find my merry band of people, you want me to just drop by and say hi? Is that what you want me to do?
Yeah. Stop by for some good tea. Helps calm the nerves for a battle. And who knows? Maybe if it goes well, you won't need my help.
Who were you before Dread?
Oh, I'm exactly who I am now. Just a piece of a grand whole.
But what are you? Everyone here is something. Whether it's a dragon child, a king, undead, some warrior, some technician. What are you?
I'm whatever I need to be. For this instance, well, I was maintenance, but before I got here. But if you want to know in the grand scheme, look around you, right? You see this? See
Yeah.
everything?
I do.
I'm this. I am the dirt on your toes. I'm the wind through your hair.
That would make
In
you a
my
god.
home dimension, you see that's the difference. The god is under the assumption that there are lesser powers where you come. I am where I come from. When we want to go somewhere, we take a piece and we chuck it. For all intents and purposes, we chuck it somewhere, see where it goes. We watch, we interact. We don't nearly have the capabilities of power. Because why would we? It's a fragment. I am but a small fragment. A fraction of an atom. In the
So-
grand scheme of things.
You're a watcher.
If that's what you want to call it, sure. We're not only watchers, but yeah. But I know that it's weird. And to call me a god is probably the closest thing you got, but it's not true.
From
I'm
the
just
sounds
me.
of it, you are everything. But
Yeah, but not here. Not here. I am not everything here. If you think about it, if this was my dimension, I would be everything.
So you're a god in your home world then?
I am the only thing in my homeworld. Nothing to really god over. There's no god when there is no lesser beings that are created. It's just me.
Sounds lonely.
Why do you think we're everywhere? Why do you think we shotgun ourselves into the universe? Or into, I guess the multiverse is probably a better explanation for that. It's also why I know a couple things about people, and I know where some people end up.
What do you know about my story?
Do you want the truth?
I need it.
There's a gap in it I do not know. But I do know from what I've heard here. And I can just make the accurate guess here. Your story ends.
So I am destined to die.
That's not always a bad thing. In some cultures and realities, death is just a new step. Heck, we're in a world with gods that can shunt us into hell if they or heaven if they wanted to, or those equivalent in this dimension. Like, we are what we are, and what makes up us is dependent on our dimension. I'm pretty sure whatever half of you is left behind in whatever afterlife or transdimensional plane or whatever it is, wherever they are, they're probably making their own decisions, their own choices.
It's...
Or they're just waiting
they are
to be
waiting.
whole.
You know,
Well,
you're the third person to tell me that I'm destined to die. Destined to die. The first one was myself.
mm,
The second one was Doug. And now you. And then Apollo unintentionally confirmed it by not speaking. They'd rather live in silence than tell me the truth.
that's because the truth can hurt. The truth can damage. But, this is the big but, your death, assuming that is what the end goal is, that your story ends with death, it's a chance. It always is. Anybody who dies is given a chance. My death is a chance to go home. It always is. It's always what it has been.
In my world, those who died went to the spirit world. That's how we were to get my best friend back. Or one of my best friends.
So maybe your end has to happen.
But
You don't have to think about it now.
there must be
You
a
don't
way
have to think about it at all if you don't want to.
There must be a way to change the tides of a story. Not everything can be predestined.
Oh, nothing is predestined. But that doesn't make things that have already happened unable to happen. For you, your fate hasn't been written. For other people from your dimension, your fate's already happened. It's not a prophecy anymore. It is just fact. It is their reality. When I go from place to place, we see time stretching. And it's not an infinite or a loop. It is a constantly formed string, like that of a spider making its web. It's not always happening. It's just progressing. And if you are from one point in that string, time does not stop for you.
So you're still
keeps
saying there's a chance. A chance for me to alter the story.
If that is what you want to believe, yes. If that's what you want to take from it. Because at the end of the day, from what people have seen of your fate, as Doug has seen, you were there and you died. I don't know how that death happened. I don't care how that death happened. You died. For you, you're here. You're learning. You're making decisions. You're saving people. You built a KFC. Like, you are
impulse
making a
build.
change in your person. An impulse build. You are making changes to both the world around you and to yourself. Now, how will that affect your end? I don't know exactly. But it will change things. However minute. Could just be a strand of a gray hair as you perish, marking the time that's taken for you to get home. Or it could be major change. Time's weird like that. The more you think about it, the more it breaks your brain. Happens to everybody.
I don't know how you managed to do it, Dread. But you managed to give me an existential crisis. But you're giving me the one thing that I haven't felt in a long time.
And what is that, Green?
For once, I feel a little bit of hope.
It's good to hear.
Now, the question is, do I want to take a gamble on that hope?
Well, that's the best thing about hope. Keeps you hopeful. That and it allows you to make the changes you wouldn't otherwise be able to. Calculations only get you so far. People and the willingness to rely on others and believe that things could be better and things can get better. That is how you bring true change.
You've given me a lot to think about, Dread. I knew there's a reason why I wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, if you need to talk to me anytime between now and the inevitable heat death of the universe, and all time and space, if you know it, let me know. Sun
So-
setting, I'm gonna go grab a drink.
I imagine I have a long window then.
A very, very long window. I'll see you.
Take care, Dread. My story can be changed. So, there is a glimmer of hope after all. Maybe, just maybe, I could change the outcome of it all. Maybe, just maybe, I don't have to die. Maybe I can create a new reality where I do live. And if all goes according to plan, maybe, just maybe, this world might be the key to that. Whether it's by the gods, with the help of eagle-eyed shade, or some other factor I'm not seeing just yet. Just maybe, there's just a little hope for my story.